where we're going to have a look at lungs. Now, in my last lecture I talked about PACE, progressive acceleration of cardiopulmonary exertion. In the book he quotes the Framingham Heart Study. Remember that one that said that people with high cholesterol levels don't get Alzheimer's? You know, if you stop your statin drugs today, when you go to the doctor, you don't have to say anything. Because sometimes they give you such a hard time, is that right? You're going to die. Do you know they have no right to say that to you? And what one girl said to me, she said, I'm off all my medication for my inflammatory arthritis. She said, I go to my specialist, I just sit there like a mummy. He does all the tests, they come back, he gives the next script, she says thank you, and she walks out. Because she said, if he knows that I've stopped my meds, if he knows what I'm doing, he will get so angry he won't see me. Now that is wrong. That is very wrong. So she's not lying. Can you see that? She just says nothing. So remember that you're your doctor. And if your doctor gets rude with you, you've got every right to say to him, you're not God. You don't know when I'm going to die. I've had enough of this. And just find a doctor who, if you want just the test, who's not going to give you that hard time. Because they have no right to do this. And you know, we the consumer are the ones that can change the system. In Revelation chapter 18, the chapter talks about Babylon going down. And then in verse 23, it says, for her merchants were the great men of the earth. Her merchants were the great men of the earth. Merchants, sales. The wealthiest company in the whole world is the pharmaceutical company. How do I know it's the pharmaceutical company? Let's have a look at a little bit more. For her merchants were the great men of the earth who deceived all nations by her sorceries. Now if you go to the Greek and look at the interpretation of that word, it comes from the word pharmakia. Pharmacies. Do you have pharmacies? What do pharmacies sell? Drugs. They sell drugs. Drugs don't cure disease. They just change the form and location of the disease.